So we're only about 10 days out from Christmas Eve, so how's it looking for that potential white Christmas in your backyard? I'll let you know coming up next. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Weather Nerds YouTube page. I'm meteorologist Greg Majeski with a special outlook for that white Christmas some of you might be looking for. And before we get started, I'd like to first thank all our new subscribers. We're up to 785 subscribers. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the page, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up or comment down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm as I continue to try to grow this page, and we'd love for you to be part of this weather family. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 things you need to know for this special edition. First, we're going to take a look at the current snow coverage across the United States as of the 14th of December. We'll also remind you again of what the probability of white Christmas map looks like climatologically, kind of looking back at years past on Christmases. We're going to take a look at the latest climate outlook for Christmas week, and although it's still looking mild above normal, that doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to see snow falling in parts of the country. And then lastly, we'll take a look at the American GFS model and as compared to the European model, and we'll take a look at the snow forecast taking us out toward Christmas Eve. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at those current snow coverage maps. So we're going to start off by first taking a look at where the snow is currently sitting on the ground, and this is as of December the 14th, about 10 days prior to Christmas Eve. We're seeing it obviously in the Intermountain region where you would expect to see it, especially across the mountains. A little bit here across the high plains, across areas of the Dakotas and Minnesota, and of course sitting up into the Northeast with some snow up this area. But most of the country is still lacking snow cover. And then when you compare that to the actual probability map, again, this is the probability of seeing 1 inch of snow, 1 inch or more on the ground on Christmas Day. This looks back at past Christmases. So the areas in purple, which is kind of the areas I kind of just highlighted there, are your highest chances for seeing a white Christmas. Those are kind of in the bluish zones. Those are kind of diminished. And then, of course, the tan areas, those are the least likely areas for you to see a white Christmas. That's less than 10%. I know last year was definitely a big out of the norm situation there. We had that cold blast and a lot of areas got snow that don't see it, but that doesn't appear to be the case for this year as it stands right now. Now let's take a look. We're going to switch over to take a look at the climate data. This is the latest data as of the 13th of December. So you can see the bulk of the country is looking at above normal temperatures. Now, just because it says above normal, that doesn't mean it's not cold enough to snow. It just means it's temperatures above where they're supposed to be for this time of year. And you can see most of the country, big chunk of it, just about everybody, seeing with above normal temperatures. And it doesn't change all that much as we go into days 8 through the 14th. So we're going from the 19th to the 23rd, and now we're going from the 21st to the 27th. So taking us right through Christmas Day. And again, most of the country looking with above normal temperatures. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at where the precipitation's fallen, because that obviously is kind of a hint at maybe where maybe some snow will be falling. So as we take a look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, this is again December the 19th through the 23rd. We do see maybe some storm systems that may kind of track in here. Again, might bring in some snow into areas of the mountains across there, and maybe sneaking up into the higher plains. We'll have to watch that closely. But most of the east here especially is going to be looking at precipitation below average, to say the least, for right now through the 23rd. And that looks to continue as we go into days 10 through 14. Maybe not quite as dry, but dry across the Great Lakes. And you still got that fetch of moisture kind of coming in from the west coast and coming into the plains right now. So now that we've kind of looked at where the snow is on the ground, where it's climatologically speaking, and we take a look at the climate outlook, let's go take a look at those forecast models and see what the American GFS model and the European model have to say about current forecasts for snow falling in your neighborhood as we head out toward Christmas Eve. So let's go take a look. So we're going to take this model out to Christmas Day. It can go 1 day further than the European model, which goes out 10 days. And I'm doing that for a reason. You'll see why here in just a second. So let's go ahead and progress to this. It's going to be fairly quiet here for the most part as far as projected snow as we go forward. You get a little disturbance here that's dumped a little bit of snow there across areas of Oklahoma, Kansas a little bit. And then you get a little disturbance that's going to bring in a little snow across areas of Minnesota. That's coming up for this upcoming weekend on Saturday, the 16th. So we're going to go and keep moving it forward through time. As you can see, some snows up into Canada. But then we watch, as we look out toward the west coast, you notice some snows there falling into Colorado. There's going to be a series of little disturbances that are going to ride in there. And that's going to increase the snow chances, especially as we go into the Intermountain region there, especially going into, say, the 22nd of December. So the 22nd, you see the snow kind of pick up there across Nevada and across Utah and out of Colorado as that little disturbance runs into Christmas Eve morning. So this is Christmas Eve morning. You're seeing the snows progressing through Utah, Colorado, northern New Mexico, and then it pulls out into the plains going into Christmas Day, Nebraska, South Dakota, and getting up into areas of North Dakota and Minnesota, getting into the snow action as we go into Christmas morning. So you can kind of see the snow totals in here. Not looking too bad. This little brighter purple, up to a foot of snow here across areas of the Dakotas, stretching back in toward Colorado. So you got a nice little path there of the snow that's going to come moving through here from about the 22nd of December, going up this way, clear that out, and going up this way, and then kind of progressing up into the high plains as we go toward Christmas Day. So despite the fact that we were showing, climatologically speaking, that it was going to be above normal the temperatures, it's still cold enough for us to get some snow to fall up across areas of the high plains. So kind of increasing the chance of a white Christmas there across the Intermountain region and across areas of the high plains. Now, with that said, let's go shift over to the European model and see how that compares to the GFS. Now, as far as the European model is concerned, I don't think the snow lovers are going to love this one all that much. We're going to show you here as we go forward in time, going into midnight, going into Christmas Eve. So this one's a little bit shorter model, but the one thing it's not showing me is what's coming. It's supposed to come off the West Coast as the GFS was showing. So let's show you this as we go through time. You got a little bit of this disturbance that's bringing a little bit of snows currently on the 14th across this part of the country. And as I go forward in time, that little disturbance is going to ride up into Minnesota. The GFS was showing that as well as we were going into this upcoming weekend. So by the time you head into the 17th, you're seeing the snows there up there. And then does bring in here on the European model some of the higher elevations of the Appalachians getting a little snow on the back part of a big storm system that'll be clearing the East Coast coming into this weekend. But as we go forward, and I'm going to stop it here on the 22nd. The one thing I'm not seeing on the European that I did see on the American GFS model is I'm not seeing a big storm system out here. Let me clear that out. Again, you're not seeing this out in here for this precipitation to kind of track in across the Intermountain region and then come up into this area as it was showing here on the GFS. So as I take this completely out to the end of its run, again, you're just not seeing any snow falling in those areas. So we do have a disagreement between the American GFS model and the European model. Again, this is not unusual. We are about 10 days out here. So we are going to have to do another update, I think, on this as we get closer to the holiday. So I will probably do another one as we get closer, as we head toward the middle of next week. So coming back to me again, I want to thank everybody for joining this channel. Really kind of exceeding my expectations. I launched on October 1st and we're closing in on 1,000. So once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit that notification bell, give me a comment, or give me a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm on learning the YouTube universe and all the little rules that go with it. And I would appreciate your help as I try to build this channel. We'll do another White Christmas outlook as we get a little bit closer. Till then, you guys take it easy. Hope you're having a happy holiday coming up with your families, and we'll see you on the next update. Till then, take it easy. Bye-bye.